O you who listen and who watch, know that to kill a Sloughis is as serious a crime as to kill 7 men. I heard the poet say that the Sloughis is not a dog. Of all creatures, the Sloughis, by his grace and his nobility, brings joy to the soul of his master and fills him with pride. For 5,000 years, he has inspired man's tales. Here for you is one of these many tales. Hossein is a hunter, and his Sloughis is his only weapon. Hossein does not possess his Sloughis, but both are possessed by the fever of the hunt. They have been together for 6 years. Before, Hossein was only a shepherd with a few sheep. One day, an old hunter gave him his Sloughis, but refused to say from whence he came.
Jnah.
Hossein named him Jnah. Jnah means wing of the bird, because Jnah is the fastest of all the Sloughis. But one day, fate caught up with Jnah and led him there where he should not have gone. Into the land of the Qaid, lord and master of the province. Before the princess of the Sloughis and her servant Yasmina. To the feet of the Qaid Sloughia, the soul of beauty. But one does not presume to disturb the Sloughia of the Qaid. And one does not speak to the servant Yasmina. Had this encounter not taken place, Jnah's story would have been very different. As for Hossein the hunter, he could not have dreamt of what would come to pass. The Sloughia lives in the palace of the Qaid. He named her Zia. Zia means light. She is the light of his life. Everyone knows that the Qaid indulges her, overlooking her little caprices. Zia, the apple of his eye, has been ready to bear children for a year now. For a year, the Qaid has been searching for a suitor worthy of his princess. He wants to find for her the most handsome Sloughis in the province. He has entrusted the Muqaddam, his hunting master, with this most important task. Every day, the Muqaddam brings males before him. But none of them are worthy of Zia.
إلا بغيتي راه نيمير واحد سلوغي راه نيمير واحد قزمته طويلة نيمير واحد.
If this continues, a new Mokadem may soon take the place of the present Mokadem.
واخا سعادة طيب واخا.
كم ديال السميطة؟
هذوك 300 ديال بيناتهم. هذه غالية خليها.
على قاسم هذه غالية شوية.
To please the Qaid and to win back his favor, the Mokadem has come up with an idea. The Mokadem himself spreads the word that the Qaid is searching for a male worthy of his Sloughia. All the suitors must come to the palace. There will be a great hunt in order to choose the best of them all. The reward is to be a horse from the palace stables. Above all, there must be no mongrels. On this day, Hossein realized that Jnah's destiny would be fulfilled. Of all the Sloughis, Jnah has the most qualities to recommend him. His jaw is powerful. His shoulders are muscular. His chest is full. His ears sit high on his head, perfectly set. Hossein has always known that his Sloughi was of noble birth. Let it be known, Jnah, that you will be chosen to become prince. As soon as the Qaid sets eyes on you, he will know. They have come from every province, for the horse, of course, but above all, for the promise of a princely marriage. Each man knows that his Sloughi is the best, but only one of their number will be chosen. The Mokadem casts his eye over each and every suitor, and he points to those he deems fit to appear before the Qaid.
هذا سلوغي مزيان ها واثنين مزيانين اش كدير انت انا اش كدير ها اش كدير
Jnah's story might have ended here. His worth could have been acknowledged once and for all. Unfortunately for him, Yasmina, the Sloughia servant, was also the Mokadem's daughter. The Mokadem is the most protective of fathers. No one may speak to his daughter, especially not a poor shepherd like Hossein. So the Mokadem looked on Jnah with scorn and claimed to see in him every possible flaw.
هذا سلوغي هذا يشد للرب هذا اش من سلوغي هذا هاي علي هاي يا خرج سلوغي كبار بعد مني سير هاي يدها لي سلوغي ديالك ماشي هذاك سلوغي هذا
And so Jnah was not able to appear before the Qaid and his princess. And Hossein's pride was very deeply injured indeed. A curse on the Muqaddam. As for the love between Jnah the Sloughis and the Sloughia, Hossein was sure that they were never to meet again. But destiny works in mysterious ways. The servant Yasmina was destined to hold the key to Zia and Jnah's love. The Muqaddam watches over the land of the Qaid just as he watches over his daughter. On that day he called Hossein every name under the sun.
أين حق عندك؟ ايش قاعد في راسك؟ داش حاجة؟ راسك شي لعبة، ولكن غادي نشدك، غادي نشدك عندي هنا قاعد. اش بين وين؟ وين؟ غادي نقطع لك رجلي، غادي نحيد وديك انا اش قاعد دير هنا؟ اش من حق عندك؟ وريني اش من حق، اشرب اش قاعد دير؟
Nothing in the world can stop an argument between two hunters. Nothing, except the news that a great hare has been spotted nearby. The little shepherd spoke of a hare as big as a gazelle. This is the opportunity chosen by the master to test the skill of the suitors. The hare sleeps during the day. He takes cover so well that one could be right upon him without knowing it. Sense, finding sense, a trail. They must follow their instincts and Jnah's fine nose. Hossein never hunts in a group. He is like the hare. He doesn't like noise. The hare is clever. He moves and leaps and bounds, and he who follows his scent suddenly loses it. So one has to guess which way he has gone. the Qaid could have seen Jnah. If only Zia could tell the Qaid whom she would choose.
زوين الطلق ويطير ويرجع لأن الوحشة لازم مزيان.
Without knowing it, that day Jnah went straight toward his destiny. And the Qaid, who had never seen him, was struck by the beauty of the Sloughis who had been hidden from him.
سلوغي مزيان سلوغي ما عمرني شفت زوينة سلوغي.
Yasmina told him Jnah's name.
اسمه
سميتو جناح
مزيان
سلوقي مزيان ديال واحد الصياد سميتو حسين.
مزيان. هاد السلوغي ديالك كيفاش ما كنعرفكش انا؟ كيفاش زعما نعرفك؟ سطير.
He learned nothing from the silent Hossein. So he decided to see for himself.
جناح رجب كبيرة هذه يا جناح ها رجب كبيرة هذه.
Rare is the Sloughis who knows how to capture a hare without killing it.
هذه مع راسها.
It is a female who will soon have little ones.
ديال القارحة اللي كنتي هربتي للقيد نجيتي وعلى هذيك الفرصة ديالك اللي جيتي من القيد أنا غادي نرخيك نعطيك الحرية التامة.
O you who escaped the pack of the Qaid, let it be written that you will live long, and that your children once born will inherit your cleverness. The Qaid had seen Jnah, but he didn't know of the Muqaddam's insult against him.
اش كتبغي سي؟
العود جاب لك القيد جاب لك عود هديه لهذاك العود السلوقي عندك.
لا سيدي هاد السوق عندي انا احسن لك العود عنده هو.
السلوقي راه مزيان.
لا السوق عندي انا احسن لك العود عنده هو.
شو سعد القيد
لا
رجع
سيدي الله يجعل فيه البركة.
استقبل القيد.
لا سيدي لا.
Everyone dreams of owning a thoroughbred horse, but no horse, regardless of his beauty, will buy back Jnah's honor.
جناح زيد يا جناح زيد بيستي جناح زيد ولا زيد زيد جناح زيد بيستي زيد جناح زيد جناح وي زيد جناح يلا جناح اشتها يلا جناح اشتها راه قداش زيد ايوا يلا زيد جناح طيب وماك مقود علينا اليوم واش مريض ولا مالك سيدي الله السيد معنا اليوم جناح اش كتقود علينا واش مريض ولا مالك
The insult against Jnah will forever separate him from Zia.
نتوما كتطلعوا في راسكم كتهتموش كاع بالغير.
Know, Hossein, that you are not worthy of anyone's attention. A man's honor is worthless if he cannot see the pain suffered by his loyal Sloughis. There is no insult so great that it may not be forgiven.
قلقة مني. شنو بغيتي؟
So ended the story of Jnah and Zia.
شوف حسن بزين.
زوينة السليقية زوينة جريوة هذه زوينة. السلوقية هذه تخرج مزيانة لكن أنا غادي نختار هذه زوينة هذه عجبتني هي.
شوف هذه زوينة.
لا هذه.
Instead of a horse, Hossein asked the Qaid for the young Sloughis of his choice, and the Qaid granted his request, for the Qaid is great and just.
الله يرحم لك الوالدين.
هتجري لي انا؟
لك انت هتجري، لك انت اسمح لي.
O you who listen, you will remember that this one is more than a Sloughis among Sloughis. His name is Son of Jnah, and he will be prince among princes. Let it be so.